Hello everybody, Abed's brother here, and I did something that I probably don't recommend most people do. I took my Intel Arc A770, which you can see here in GPU-Z, and I put it in my X99 system, which is not something most people would probably try or should try, because rebar is usually only available on X99 with a BIOS hack, but my particular motherboard happens to have it by default. You can see system specs here. I got a Chinese X99 motherboard, the X99 CD4, and it had CSM and above 4G decoding and rebar options in the BIOS. So I thought, oh, let's try this out. This will be a bit of fun. And yes, I'm back on Windows. That's a whole nother story, but you can see here it does say resizable bar is enabled. So I've run a few things, tried a few things. Games do play without stuttering, so it is definitely working. It's kind of exciting. So I'm just gonna show you a few things here, and we're gonna see how it performs. I think I have 3 games installed. Yes, so we're going to start with Shadow Warrior 2 probably. Display settings, we are running the display at 4K, though obviously I'm probably going to be using upscaling. Shouldn't need it in Shadow Warrior 2, but Wonderlands definitely has it. Let's get into Shadow Warrior 2. This is basically my test game, like make sure everything's working, install Shadow Warrior 2. It's a DirectX 11 game. I believe it uses their own default engine. I don't think it's on Unreal. I forget exactly which engine it's using. But this is one of those games that is super well optimized. And yes, since I'm on Windows, I got to have my own custom overlay back. I like making my own overlays. Mango HUD is great, but it can't beat the level of customization that I have on Windows. Absolutely not. And one thing we're going to see, so one thing I did do in the BIOS was I disabled the turbo limit. So there's a limit to how long X99 CPUs are allowed to be at their turbo frequency. I think it's 20 seconds or something. I disabled that, so it should run at max turbo the entire time. So this is what I've noticed with this system. So we're here running around. This is just the hub area. And you're like, oh, frame rate looks pretty good. Well, DirectX 11 is a little bit of a problem for this system. You can see there we dipped under 60. And the Arc GPU is, as expected, a little bit bottlenecked sometimes. There's something with right here for some reason. When you get over here, it's obviously not so bad. What settings am I using? Am I on Ultra? No, I am not on Ultra. I'm in a custom setting, and it looks like it's mostly medium, but I'm using ultra textures. But it is at 4K, right? Yeah, this is 4K. Okay. Arc A770 at 4K medium in Shadow Warrior 2, pretty much, with ultra textures. Even a game as old as this, you can see, is pushing the 5930K to about 40–50%. And for some reason, there's a frame drop right here in the middle of town. Let's head up above. Let's get a bird's eye view. So yeah, I switched out of Linux on this because I got tired of Linux constantly nuking my setups. Updates, that is. You know, I had, they rolled out a new kernel lately. This was the 7.0 kernel. And and it took away my undervolting controls for Vega, something with the AMD GPU driver updated, and it took it away, and that annoyed me. But then I tried to play Doom Eternal on the Arc A770 on Linux, and it wouldn't launch, and that was the final straw for me. Doom Eternal has no problems running on the Arc A770 on Windows. It should absolutely run on the Arc A770 on Linux, and it didn't. And I'm like, alright, that's it. I don't want to play on a system where you can't run Doom Eternal. And that's it. I'm just like, you know, I'm back on Windows. I feel like I got half of my GPU collection back. Okay, so this runs fine. Let's get into Wonderlands. Because now I can get back to, I can test on Terrascale, and I can test Fermi as well. I don't have to worry about OpenGL, it's just whatever. Anyway, let's get into Wonderlands. Wonderlands is going to be an interesting little look here, because again, I'm just going to run around a little bit. But one thing you're going to notice in Wonderlands, we're going to boot up in DX12 mode. Hello. It does take a little bit to launch stuff. Here we go. Nope. There we go. It does launch in DX12 mode, and it actually runs pretty well in DX12 mode. I'm just going to spoil it for you right now. But we're going to try putting it on DX11 after we've done our little run around. And I'm going to show you the drawback to using an old CPU like this, because DX12 is pretty good at multi-threaded workloads. DX11, not so good. And that really shows up in this CPU. And this really shows, demonstrates why I really like Tiny Tina's Wonderlands as a benchmark game. It's got pretty much everything I want from an Unreal 4 game. It has FSR2, it has DX11 and DX12, and it's only about a 40 gig install size compared to Borderlands 3, which is like 135. It's basically as graphically demanding as Borderlands 3 at a third the size. I think we're at 4K. Yeah, we're at borderless. So what did I choose here? So medium preset. Am I running FSR? Yes, I am. FSR quality. So it's 1440p. FSR quality at 4K means it's 1440p. And let's load into Brighthoof. I also like having the little SSD readout here on the overlay. It's a Western Digital green SSD. Not a very good SSD for write speeds, but read speeds are generally pretty good. And it's going to make a liar out of me by taking forever to load in. There we go. Oh, I think I have a frame rate lock on. I'm going to have to turn that off. Load textures. See, that was fairly quick. So 1440p. 1440p medium preset. Okay, let's take the, while everything else loads in, let's take off the frame rate lock. And you can see we are bottlenecking the A770 a little bit. Not too much, though. I'm surprised. It's going to bottleneck it not here in a static scene. Like we've been here a couple of seconds. Everything is pretty much loaded in. The bottleneck is going to come when we go to a new area, even within this map, and we have to stream in new assets. That's a load on the SSD, obviously, but it's also the CPU has to make the call for that stuff, and that's where we could run into some problems. I don't know. But I mean, it's X99. It's a 5930K. It's an old CPU. But we've paired it with an Intel Arc A770. I don't know. I just think that's really cool. Somebody should, like, make a new batch of X99 chips. These CPUs are super cheap these days, and there's still so much performance to be had from these things. So performance is pretty good here. So let's run to the gate of the town and see if we can get into some combat just outside the gates. I've done this before in this game. Let's see if I can make the jump here. And everything's staying very cool. The one thing I'm positive is not true on the overlay is the power readout. There's no way 5930K is only drawing 30 watts. I assume that's a problem with the sensor on the motherboard. There's no way it's drawing 30 watts. It is pretty cool, but I have a giant tower cooler on it. I have a Deepcool AK-500 on this CPU, and it's not overclocked. It's just running stock clocks with the turbo boost limit removed. So that's how it's running at 3.6 gigahertz the entire time. It's not because I played with voltages or anything. The motherboard I have, the X99, Huananzhi X99 CD4, that does not have... It has rebar settings, but it does not have overclock settings on it. So you can't overclock. You're stuck with default core and turbo. Come on, load in. There you go. But X99 and DirectX 12 with Arc A770. Actually not a bad combo. Who knew? I mean, we're going to see the drawbacks in a minute. Let's get a little combat going here.
You were short work.
Nice one. This is playable. Throw on a 60 FPS lock. You've actually got some decent performance here. Now, I'm through the magic of editing. It'll only be a few seconds for you, but I am going to change the API to DirectX 11, quit, and return to the game. All right, we are back here. We are in DirectX 11 now, but that means we have no more FSR, right? Because FSR is DX12 only. So what I'm going to do is set resolution scale to 75%. I mean, it's not quite the same, but it should take care of most of the difference. And what you're going to see is that there is a lot more stutter and lower frame rate, I'm expecting. Yep. See, we're getting... Oh, wow, and we're on fire. Great. So we're at 4K with 75% resolution instead of 4K with 67% resolution. Yeah, and this is the problem with DX11 on this. Oh, man. Oh, what is going on? I knew it would be bad. Last time I tried this, I did not actually get into combat. I just ran around Brighthoof. Wow, that's bad. This is why DX12 for this setup, great.
Bad luck or bad choices. Dead all the same.
You really need that. Oh, go away. You really need that multi-core compatibility. Oh no. This is very hard to play, I'm not gonna lie. gonna shoot me. Yeah, we got him.
Can't wait to throw some spills.
Yeah. So this is why most people trying, if you're trying an older game that is DX11, and there are a lot out there, it might not work so well with this combination. And you can see we are bottlenecking the Arc A770 hard here. DX12, we really weren't. I mean, probably a little bit. But this is no bueno, I gotta say. I was talking about this with some people online earlier. They thought I was bandwidth bottlenecked, and I don't see it. X99 was PCIe 3.0, and the Arc A770 does have 16 PCIe lanes. It's not like the B580, not like Battle Mage B580, which is only 8 PCIe lanes, and yeah, you can get bottlenecked with that on PCIe 3. The Arc A770 is 16 lanes. It's not going to get slowed down too much by PCIe 3. But let's see how bad Brighthoof is with DX11. It's probably going to be terrible. I'm going to try not to run forward too quickly into it because it is going to be streaming assets in, to try to give it every chance to look okay. Oh, I want these to stream in. There you go. But you can see, again, the bottlenecking here is very, very bad. The Arc is sitting at 60% utilization. Basically, if you have this combo, I do not recommend this combo, let me be clear. But if you try to put Intel Arc with X99, use DirectX 12 if you can. This seems pretty clear from this. Because we were getting over 60 FPS almost the entire time in the first run at 1440p. And this is a clear CPU bottleneck here. The Arc A770 can do so much more in this game. But clearly not when using DirectX 11. Oop. Wow, we dipped to 32. We're barely using 140 watts on the GPU too. So that is the Arc that's that Arc A770 with X99 in Wonderlands, which is Unreal 4. Not good, not good at all. Let's get out of this one. Let's go into Clair Obscur. Now, Clair Obscur is Unreal 5. Into the Arc A series, Alchemist, generally does not do well with Unreal 5. I'm usually used to seeing about 1080p between 1080p low between 40 to 50 FPS. That's about what I expect from an Arc A series GPU in an Unreal 5 game. And that's about how this performs, really. But since we're on Windows now, we can actually use XeSS. Because if you're on Linux and you use XeSS, it actually defaults to the open source code path. You don't actually get the Intel accelerated features. So let's do I have FrameGen on? I do. Let's disable FrameGen. And low latency. I got rid of the frame time nonsense. So again, we are at borderless windows, so we're at 4K, but we're at XeSS balanced. I believe that is 1080p. I think that's the rough equivalent here. Now, am I at camp? I am at camp. So, it's 4K with balanced XeSS. I believe that's 1080p, or close to it. And you can see the 5930K is working very hard, but the Arc A770 is maxed out. And again, this is a DirectX 12 game. So, and the settings I just showed you a minute ago, I'm going to show them again. Take you all the way down here. So everything's off there. Everything's as low as possible here. So it is just basically 1080p. This is about the performance I expect from the Arc A770. Let's head out into the world. I forget where I am, honestly. But the VRAM usage isn't too bad either. Oh, I'm all the way over here. VRAM usage isn't too bad. You could probably play this. You could probably play this on a 8 gig card without too much trouble. I just want to get into some quick combat. Where can I do that? Not too bad out exploring. Oh, 99% on the 5930K as we're streaming in new stuff. I never got the underwater perk. Oh, that was a CPU stutter. This is a definite, oh, yeah, 5930K at 100%. Maybe there's some mobs here we can fight. Okay, let's let everything go in, load in. We have 32 gigs of RAM on this. Okay, there we go. Oh no, one of those. Honestly, turn-based combat is not something I particularly enjoy. Oh, that's my team, huh? I'm not really a big turn-based guy. It's something I endure if the game is good. And Clair Obscur was... I don't try not to listen to reviews and people who say, "Oh, the game's fantastic." Clair Obscur is a really good game. You can take that to the bank. Oh no, I was just gonna hit him. Great, he gets first turn. Well, that took a minute. Oh no, I haven't done this in a while. Oh, that's right. So let's prime with... I'm probably going to do this all wrong, so be nice.
Here we go.
Oh, I missed the second one. Oh, that's right, you need to shoot the crystal. Let's hit, Oh, I remember that one. Oh, wow. Let's see if my... Oh, I got it. Oh, crap. Agile, huh? Oh, I must be way over-leveled for these guys. Incoming. Yeah, I am way... Oh, look at that. I am way over-leveled for all these guys. I bet I can just beat him with a straight-up attack. Yep. Still, you got to see how that frame rate plays out. So, loading into a new area, the frame rate absolutely tanks. Now, I know people don't like frame gen... True gamers don't like frame gen. But let's turn frame gen on, just so you can see what it does. Intel's frame gen is actually really good, for what that's worth. So now, we've got fake frames to give us 70-ish FPS. Unfortunately, in a game like Clair Obscur, response time does matter. Because you've got the different parry timings you have to focus on. I don't know what's up with the frame time graph. The gameplay feels smooth for frame gen, so I'm not too worried about that. But I mean, if your option is, you know, low frame rate or fake frames to get a smoother visual experience, even if your timing is still delayed, I mean, I would still take the smoother visual experience. Oh, but we're over 8 gigs of VRAM. Well, there you have it. I just wanted to... I thought this was kind of a cool thing to put Intel Arc into an X99 system and see how it performed. And I'm actually planning on taking the card out and putting the Vega back in. But I thought, you know, while it's in there, I should definitely do this. Do I recommend this? No, I don't recommend this. But...
useful.
X99 chips are super cheap these days, and in fact, the stutters that we experienced before might not happen if you have an X99 chip with more cores. Yeah, and there's no way it's drawing 33 watts. That readout is completely wrong. But not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's not great. Let's turn frame gen off. I don't like having it on. It's not great, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. That's for sure. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and drop a comment below and tell me, what is the oldest system you've used an Intel Arc GPU in? I'm interested to know. Thanks for watching.